Hello. Alright, I don't know about you, but I've been noticing rising prices, which has me thinking and somewhat concerned about my savings. Will they be sufficient for my retirement? Is my money secure? If you're thinking the same thing, you're not alone. Fear not, today I have a few anti-inflation tips to keep you afloat and help you protect your money. You can also download my free savings and budgeting guide if you're interested. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. First and foremost, assess your personal budget. Creating your own budget is an excellent way to begin saving money. When it comes to inflation, however, you should reconsider. I'm not talking about completely abandoning your budget, but rather adjusting it. There are undoubtedly a few things you can cut from your budget. When you reduce your expenditure by cutting some expenses from your budget, I'm talking about things that aren't as important. It implies that you will have more money in your pocket. The good news is that there are numerous ways to cut your expenses. For example, if you are accustomed to eating out, I believe it is time to begin cooking for yourself. Because it is both cheaper and healthier to invest in valuable items. We sometimes invest in things just for the sake of investing. Long-term fixed-rate interest-bearing investments. What a mouthful, are the worst types of investments to make during inflationary times. Any fixed-rate interest-bearing debt securities fall into this category. However, those with maturities of 10 years or more are especially desirable. Rather than investing in these, you should invest in things that cannot be easily duplicated, such as land, real estate, or gold. Because of their unique herbal nature, you could also begin collecting unique items, such as trading cards or antiques. All of these items are guaranteed to hold their value during difficult times, thereby protecting and growing your money. 3. Take a look at your investment allocation. When the inflationary times begin, it's a good idea to consult with your financial advisor. You need to ensure that the investments you've made are appropriate for your risk tolerance. Consider an exam with a reasonable asset allocation of 60% equities and 40% fixed income. You should also consider investing in dividend-paying stocks. If you are looking for income, bonds have historically struggled to keep up with inflation more than stocks. Examining your financial portfolio is one of the most important aspects of money management. If you don't keep track of your investments, they may deviate from your original plans. As a result, you must conduct an appropriate analysis of your investment portfolio. Finding and listing every financial item you own is the first step in any review process. For understanding what drives different assets, particularly cyclical stocks, such as those in the financial mess, materials and industrial sectors, commodities, and foreign equities are worthwhile investments to consider. Some people are often fooled by historical correlations when they should instead comprehend the fundamental forces that drive the various assets. Despite the fact that there may be a negative correlation between inflation, like treasuries and stocks, rises. Both of these asset classes are on the decline. When you want to make changes to your portfolio, create a mix of inflation is one of the factors you must take into account. Diversification across a variety of asset classes is critical for investors as they navigate through a period of volatile stock market conditions in order to keep up with rising prices. By having a mix of investments, I believe it is important to combine a variety of investments that are distinct from one another. You'll be securing your money because if one investment fails, you'll know the other will. It is, after all, the market, and you never know where the scale will tip. 6. Keep a rainy day fund. Most people make the mistake of investing heavily in order to offset inflation. Although this is a good plan, you should first ensure that you have enough for rainy days. If you want to live stress-free during inflationary periods, you should definitely consider having at least $1,000 in your emergency fund. However, It is recommended that you save 6 months' worth of expenses in a high-yield savings account for your emergency fund, as well as other short-term savings that you need access to quickly, as opposed to a bank account or traditional savings account that pays little to no interest. CDS. It will help your money grow faster, but it will not fully combat inflation. The typical savings account is beneficial. You should begin by paying off your debts before putting money aside for an emergency fund. 7. Investigate the bond market. If you are debt-free and have enough money to cover 3 to 6 months of living expenses, you should consider what investment opportunities will keep up with the inflation rate. Some of these investment opportunities, such as bonds, are guaranteed to succeed. Bond interest rates are always adjusted every 6 months as long as inflation remains high. Bonds pay interest on a regular basis, and when they mature, investors receive their principal back. So there really isn't much to lose by investing in your home. Home prices have risen at an alarming rate in recent years. This is great news for homeowners, but not so much for those looking to enter the market. Despite rising mortgage rates, housing prices, according to experts, will remain high. Even with such high maintenance costs, I would recommend that you invest in your current home before purchasing a new one. Inflation typically results in rising prices for everything, including rent, housing prices, and mortgage rates. As a result, if you're considering purchasing a home and believe that inflation is on the rise, you should wait, because investing in your own home has so many benefits, such as being protected from rising rental prices because their cost is constant regardless of the state of the market. 9. Examine short and mid-term fixed accounts. When you notice signs of inflation, you should check your retirement account and prepare for the impending recession. Consideration should be given to short and mid-term fixed accounts, such as 2 to 5-year fixed annuities. A short to medium-term annuity can provide up to 3% fixed returns at current rates, whereas money market accounts and bank CDs provide little to no guaranteed returns. 10. Continue to invest in growing stocks. We may save a lot of money in our savings accounts at times, but inflation always finds a way to catch up with us. The point is that you should now begin investing in equities that grow like stocks, so that your money grows regardless of inflation. In situations like these, the best course of action is to maintain your investment position, preferring long-term assets like stocks. When inflation is between 2 and 4%, stocks perform best. And don't save more than you need. The most common misconception is that having more money in your savings account makes you safer. True, but in times of inflation, instead of leaving your money in the bank, you should look for other ways to make your money grow. But keep in mind that bigger gains come with bigger risks. Investing gives you the best chance of growing your money for long-term goals, such as buying a home, paying for a child's college education, or retiring. Stocks are most likely to outperform inflation over time, because they have the highest potential long-term returns. Increase by 12 points. Active and passive income inflation can be difficult to deal with, especially if you don't have a plan in place to combat it. If your income is insufficient to keep up with inflation, you should look for a side hustle to help you pay your bills. Some of you have already found a side hustle, but you are still struggling to make ends meet. There is, however, a simple solution. In most cases, inflation is expected to rise by 5% per year. However, this is currently taking place. According to the U.S. Labor Department, inflation is 8.2%. So you must ensure that you have increased your earnings by at least 8%. Find different ways to make extra money. Consider renting out any extra rooms, storage units, parking spaces, or expensive tools such as lawnmowers or snowblowers to earn some extra money with a little more effort. If you do this, you will be safe. 13. Understand that not all investments will be impacted. Every investment carries risks. This is the primary reason why some people will not invest. The truth is terrified. Money does not create money. You will most likely lose some money when you invade. But you will also profit from other investments. Such outcomes are the new normal in today's market. So, if you're afraid of losing money on investments, you should invest. But consult with a financial or investment advisor first. You'll get professional advice this way, and you won't have to make any drastic decisions. Some people have made the mistake of rushing into decisions to invest in the money market simply because they are afraid of inflation. One thing you should be aware of is that this can sometimes be extremely dangerous for you. Instead of making rash decisions during inflation, take your time and conduct thorough research. We know from experience that unexpected events can and do occur. So staying diverse and rebalancing is essential. Take your time in determining the most effective way to beat inflation, whether it is through investing or starting a side hustle. 15. And you will be rewarded. We sometimes underestimate the value of credit card rewards when, in fact, they can help us save a lot of money. You can use your credit card to get money back on purchases you'd have to make anyway. When you make a purchase with a credit card that offers statement credits, travel rewards, or other benefits, you are receiving credit card rewards. Credit card rewards typically come in two varieties: travel rewards and cashback cards. Each dollar you spend on a credit card, cashback cards reimburse you for a portion of the transaction cost. With travel rewards, you can earn points or miles that can be redeemed for things like free flights and hotel stays. When there is inflation, this is by far the simplest thing to do. If you're used to buying your groceries at a high price, you should look for a lower cost option. You should try to spend as little money as possible. This way, even though the economy is recovering, you'll be saving more money. With the tips I've given you, I'm sure you're in a good place to start before making any decisions about what to do or how to deal with inflation. You must first weigh your options. Some may work while others may fail. However, if you fail, do not give up hope. Simply try again. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more similar content. Until the next time, take care. Take precautions.